something that I've been wanting to ask Jenna for a long time is how come the her personality on Instagram seems so different from the way she is kind of in real life. So
Oh, that's really deep. Um,
it is, but I know that you've been thinking about it for a while too. So
I've been thinking about it for so long. I don't know if there's an answer. I think it's different for everyone, right?
yeah,
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I actually I have my own issues because of that. Like I kind of felt insecure for a bit because of that. Like
oh, because
it's
it is
not
different kind of thing.
yeah, because it's not like I was really insecure about like myself as a person or like like the person I am on Instagram, but I felt like when people look at my Instagram, they have this certain expectation of who I am.
Oh, I'm
And
with
then
you.
when they meet me in real life, I'm kind of like the opposite. Like
Yeah,
I like who I am on Instagram and I like who I am as a person, but people want me to be this like different kind of person. And I feel like
mm.
I see their disappointment kind of
They're like, oh, you're
as
not
they get
that.
to know me.
You almost feel the pressure to keep up that.
Exact exactly. Because like okay, I'm not saying this is who I am, but people really kind of assume that I'm like an ABG or something
Yeah.
on Instagram or like an instant baddie.
Yeah, so
But
an
like, I'm really
ABG for context is what is it? An American? Explain it, Gian.
no, it's
Everyone knows.
Asian baby girl.
Asian baby girl. So it's kind of like a Asian super. It's like an Instagram supermodel kind of thing ish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I went through a bit where I was like, should I be changing my personality to suit who people expect me to be like, who I am
Yeah.
on my Instagram, and should I dress this certain way? And then
I think like,
because
I think like the biggest thing is just to always be yourself throughout it, you know?
Yeah.
exactly,
But it's really hard,
exactly,
especially when you're a teenager, to like get that kind of
yeah,
mentality with all these like pressures and stuff. People expecting you to
yeah.
be this and that.
Like I like how I look and I like who I am, but I wish like people like what they want from me wouldn't get to me as much. But like I've learned to like accept it. I
Hmm.
kind of I don't know. Wow, this is so weird. It's like my first time hearing it. I'm never gonna listen to this again.
Nah,
Let it
but
all out. Don't care what anyone thinks. It's the best
yeah,
way.
I think that's
Yeah.
really interesting though. I think
It is.
yeah,
All right.
um, because it's kind of like so. What did you decide to do in the end? Because um, it's still
Um,
kind of it's still kind of a thing, kind of because
it's
yeah, carry on.
it's weird because like some people think like Instagram is this like platform to well, it's different for everyone, right?
Yeah,
And like some people assume Instagram is a platform where you show off or you show this like different side of yourself. But
yeah,
like
or like
even
Yeah,
like
the most premium
unattainable.
side.
exactly, but to me Instagram is like a creative platform. It's like a kind of a portfolio of like who I feel as a person. So
Yeah.
even if in real life I can't really express who I am, I feel like my Instagram is like show I can show my creative side and like
Oh,
like show how I feel like my own personality, who I feel as a person. So the person I am on Instagram and the person I am on real life, they're still me in a way. But I
yeah,
remember like in high school, people would be like, why do you try so hard on Instagram to be like this kind of person, or like
yeah.
why are you not on private? And it was like it was really weird because like
Mm,
I feel like both those people, but like even now like people like feel like I have to like differentiate myself,
yeah,
from
yeah.
those people.
That,
So
yeah, because it's like, so it's kind of like your Instagram is kind of just you making art. It's like
yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
define you. It's just something that you created and that you really
Yeah, it's
like.
just another side of me.
Oh,
Wow. But then, like, through time, I'm guessing you kind of pick up followers and people, and that's where
Yeah,
the expectations start to arise because,
exactly.
yeah.
But
wow,
I don't
it's
really
really
care what
interesting.
likes. I don't care what followers I have in the end or any likes, but I just hope like sometimes I wish people got. Sometimes I wish people were like disappointed of me first when they meet me,
Wait,
and
what
then
do you
like slowly
mean?
I wish like I came forward as disappointing first and then I could slowly elevate their expectations, because usually it's like they see an ABG, and then they expect me to act a certain way. But in real life, I'm like,
Mm. But
I'm quite loud.
I think the way you act is a lot more. I don't know. I really like the way you are in real life, though, and I think
Thank you, bro.
that it's true though, because it's like you're weirdly, you're so likable. It's
Ow,
weird. It's weird
thank you.
because it's like,
Honestly,
yeah, carry on.
yeah, because I felt weird being friendly because it was like this is who I am, but do I have to like act like some baddie person or
Yeah,
like oh whatever? It's like
and
what,
I,
who am I? I was like having an identity crisis.
yeah. To be fair, I
Well,
don't really
do you
like,
think that-
but oh no, go on, Jake. Go on, Jake.
I was going to say, like, do you think that's probably been one of like the biggest challenges in becoming you in a way, trying to
Yeah,
overcome that expectation?
yeah, exactly. It actually was like I didn't know who I was. Should I be like who I really am, or should I change myself and feel happier, or be who other people want me to be? But like
Mm,
I feel like your personality and who you are isn't fixed. Like you can change that your whole life, and like you still have the
yeah,
rest of
you're
your life
constantly
ahead of you.
evolving.
So exactly, so not was I only having not only did I feel pressure to be like how people wanted me to be, I also felt pressured like I should stick to who I am and not like betray myself. But like I feel like it doesn't matter, like be who you feel you're comfortable being with. Like don't put that pressure on yourself or accept that pressure from everyone else, because you have the rest of your life. Like you, like Vinny said, you're constantly evolving.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
it's weird though because when I think about it, like you could say, how do I explain it? So it's like, I feel like a lot of people say that you should just kind of be. A lot of people say like not to listen to what anyone says and stuff, but I feel
I
like
know.
sometimes it's good to listen to what other people say because they can see
Yeah,
flaws that you can't see yourself.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like people are like so quick to say don't listen to what other people say, be yourself. And I used to be like that, but it's not that easy, you know.
It's not,
Like
it's not.
it's it's in the end it's like up for you to decide, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Carry on, carry on.
I feel like in the end everyone has like different sides to themselves, and like the person who I am in public and the person like I am in Instagram isn't even like me yet. Like I still have like different sides, you know, like how other people perceive me, like
Yeah.
with my family, and then like people who don't even know me, it's all going to be different. So I don't want to like pinpoint myself to this like certain persona or character.
Yeah, because there's so much more of you that the world hasn't seen yet. But
Exactly.
yeah.
That's
And
interesting. That really reminds me of like layers. Like you got different layers that people
yeah, we're like
uncover at different
onions.
points. Exactly. Like
Yeah,
onions.
yeah. Oh, that
That's so true.
yeah, it is. It reminds me of something that me and Jake kind of discussed, and me and you
What?
discussed too, Gianna.
What was it?
You know, like how we have parts of ourselves that we can't, that we don't think the world sees because we don't have like a
Yeah.
platform to express it. I
Yes, exactly.
I feel
Because
like, oh no, carry on, carry on.
hmm
Go, go,
no,
go.
no, no,
Go, Gianna,
no, no.
go.
You go.
Okay.
No, you go. It's fine.
Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, so I feel like, especially for me and Jake, and I guess for you too, Gianna, kind of like, people, I felt like people weren't taking me as seriously as I wanted them to be.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
can totally relate. I
because
hate that.
I always wanted to have like a fun time. I didn't want to bring everyone's mood down and stuff. And
Exactly.
Exactly. And I think what's really interesting is like it's really strange with me because I feel like people either see me as really, really serious or the complete opposite. Like there's no
Oh my, that is
equilibrium
so true.
what?
because obviously I don't know from what you know of myself, but I've traveled quite a lot and in my time in Loreto and college and things, it was like I was there sometimes, but I also wanted to follow my own heart and passions to go
Yeah,
and see the world and do these crazy adventures because life's so
Mm-hmm.
short, so why not?
yeah,
And then
Mm-hmm.
people kind of in that surrounding circle kind of I don't know, I felt that people looked at me differently, like I don't really care about anything in life, I don't really care what what's going on. But then
yeah,
it almost made me feel like people distanced from me because of that, because they thought that
Mhm.
it wasn't like a good person to be around or a good environment.
No,
But
I saw that in
Yeah.
college because especially like in the geography class, people just found it a bit like weird that you were just not kind of so emotionally, because everyone was emotionally invested in education and A levels, and that was like their
Yeah.
whole lives. And to see Jake just kind of not really care as much about that, to me it was weird. And especially for them, and just like I don't know, I feel like a lot of people kind of this really annoys me, by the way. I feel like a lot of people kind of um try and find people who have similar opinions to them. To
Yeah, and
oh no, you go on, Jen. Go on,
no,
Jen.
no, I didn't let you finish your sentence.
Um,
Am I went to something else?
oh no, it's
Go on.
really cool. I've been thinking about it. So a lot of people kind of find people who have similar opinions to them, and so when they talk to those people, they think that they're um really open-minded, but they're just agreeing with themselves, which
Oh,
um
yeah, they need like someone to back up their opinion
yeah,
to like
yeah, that like
make them
education
feel
is good, or like that that's the only thing that matters, that's the only way to get like a job. And Jake wasn't a part of that, so they didn't agree. In my head, that makes so much sense.
yeah, I
In my head.
completely
it's
understand what you mean there, because
it's
that's how I felt almost.
yeah. No, but like to me, like coming from an Asian household, like sure, like studies are really important to me and they're kind of like a basic like principle in my life. But I think like what Jake did is kind of inspiring in a way because
Yeah, he
honestly,
inspired
like
me.
that is such a short amount of our time. Like we still have, well, for most of us, we have like years and years ahead. Like
So
when
many,
you
yeah.
look back for when you look back into your past, like honestly, like the little problems you had now, like as like youth, like that, you won't even like it'll be so irrelevant. Like
Exactly.
even
Exactly.
why would you miss out on those opportunities? And there's people who like go to school for years and they follow like what like people like what's we have to do, like what's expected from us, like go to school, get a good job, but even then like they don't really achieve much. Like honestly, like life's kind of unpredictable and it's kind of like it's kind of based off luck. So like
Yeah.
even if you even if we went some of us went to high school, got our A levels, went to university, would still like there'd be totally different outcomes. So like it doesn't really freaking matter, why can't they
Mm.
mind
What
their
I
own
think,
business?
what I think is really interesting though, is most people feel like that's the only way. Most people feel the only way is to go to college, to go to university, get good degrees, get a stable job, buy a house,
Hmm.
settle down with a family, and then that's the only option. And for some people, that's good. But I think that
Yeah.
Yeah,
ultimately, what I want to do is try and show people that there's also a different way in life,
Yeah.
and show
exactly.
them the
Yeah,
different possibilities.
and
Exactly.
You
like
know,
Go on, Jen.
exactly, and for like other people, like having that kind of like straightforward, like settling down life, like that's a good life to them. But like to other people, traveling and like experiencing the world is what they want to do, and that's a good life for them. So I
Yeah.
feel like it's everyone, like you shouldn't what's it called, hold anyone back because everyone has different standards of how they want to live their lives.
Yeah, exactly,
definitely.
exactly. Yeah. Wait, Jan, what would you say would be your standard of like a dream life?
Oh, Vinny, that's like another deep. I've been thinking about that a lot. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like half of me kind of like wants to live like a quiet, like good, like a quiet life. I
Yeah.
like another part of me wants to like reach out like my true potential and like what I could do because I feel like there's just unlimited opportunity, like
Yeah.
unlimited,
Because I
But
feel
I
like oh no, carry on, carry
no, I was just gonna go on a tangent.
Nah, it's because I feel like in terms of your potential, I feel like you could become because you're already likable, and for like someone who wants to
Wow,
do well in the
thank you.
world, that's like oh you're welcome. That's like half of the journey. That's like half of the it's a rare thing that a lot of people don't have. So I feel like
Mm,
if you wanted to, people like you naturally anyway, so you could definitely get quite far and get a lot of people on board. However, um we don't know if that's the best thing for you because
exactly. I
It's just
don't
doing what you want to do, ultimately, I think.
exactly. Yeah, that's true. But there's so many things I want to do, and I don't know what I want to do and what I don't want to do. I feel like there's like different like good endings, and I don't know which one I want to end up with yet. So I'll just go with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I
like
feel like
what
as long,
after the pandemic, for example, where do you see yourself doing then? What do you see yourself doing then?
oh, I don't. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna go university, and then like I wanna have a career for a long time, and I also wanna like travel, and then like I just want to do like things for myself. Like I know lots of
When
people
when you,
want to.
when you do things like traveling and things,
Hmm?
most people don't actually, when you say like traveling, most people
Hmm.
don't actually understand that you can also like take weekend trips abroad, like just for the
Oh
weekend,
really?
Oh
like
yeah, Jake did
from
that.
Friday night to
Yo,
Sunday
that's
night.
dope.
Right, listen to this. This is
That's
how crazy this is.
yeah.
So I'd be in, so half the time Jake wasn't in college because
Hmm.
I think we had a Monday lesson and he'd
Yeah.
uh
Monday morning geography.
Monday
Monday morning
morning
geography.
geography, and he nearly always missed
Yeah.
that because it was like, I think it was like he'd leave to go, he told me this, he'd leave to like go on like a weekend trip on the Friday, and then
Oh
he'd,
my.
I know, right? Oh my days. And then he'd arrive back on the Monday for
Yo, that is. How do you do that? I think,
crazy.
bro, that's so
Because
cool.
I don't know. I mean, like you can get a flight from Manchester Airport at like 6 p.m. on the Friday, then you go
With
straight from
what
college to
money?
Liverpool.
With
It's
what
cheap.
money? Where does your budget come from?
Explain,
It's cheap.
Jake. Explain how cheap.
Traveling can be cheap, like really cheap. And this is where the other thing I'm working on, it's called Traveling Sunrise. This is to do with providing cheap deals and possibilities and opening up the travel world. Like you can get flights for £8 to fly to Germany.
And this
Like
is like
the price I
EasyJet.
paid one time. Yeah, yeah. And
Crazy.
Bro.
Carry on.
I paid one time £2.99 to fly from Manchester to Germany. And I'd done a
Mm-hmm.
trip where I went with no money. So I went with no money at all to just go with the flow for like 3 days, be as spontaneous as
Bro,
possible and just experience the kindness of strangers. And it was crazy. But I mean, moving forward, I definitely want to do more of them.
Yeah,
man, that's
But
sick.
trust me.
it's
Um,
it's not exactly expensive. Holidays can be expensive, but when travel, it's different. Like if
Yeah,
you want to go and stay in 5-star hotels, that's expensive. But you know, if you're happy
yeah.
to just experience culture and you know maybe
yeah.
hostel life, but maybe not even hostel life. If you can go to Eastern Europe, you can get like I spent ten pound a night on a 5-star hotel in
Yeah.
Tbilisi, Georgia,
Whoa.
and
Mad.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
And then you said
most
about
people just
Ukraine
don't.
as well. How cheap were those five
Ukraine,
star
yeah,
meals? Oof.
yeah, they like you can get them for a matter of £1 or £2, something like that. It's crazy. Like
Really? Yo,
restaurant, proper luxury meals. It's mad.
that's so cool. I feel like everyone needs to research deeply before they say they want to travel because I don't think anyone would have known that. I feel like people just have these like typical perception of like traveling where you have to save up lots of money, go to a hotel, and then go to like
Exactly.
restaurants. But I didn't
Yeah.
know that this was a possibility.
Yeah, a lot of
Well,
people don't.
check out www.charliesunrise.com. But I mean, yeah, just that. I'm working on something here on the side, and it's just trying to open the world up more. You know, it's
Yeah.
like nothing. I don't want to charge. I don't want to do anything like that. I just want to provide value to people and
Yeah.
show them it's possible and give them that sort
Exactly.
of like possibility.
Yeah, Jake wants to make this
That
website where it's sick. It's gonna be have everything you're ever gonna want about traveling. It's gonna be like the Amazon of traveling.
yo,
Be sick.
that's so useful because literally, wait, I lost my train of thought. I was so amazed. Wait,
Whoa, I am too.
my
It's already up
brain.
actually. It's already live. We'll link it
Really?
into the
Because
description if anyone wants to check it out.
there's
All
no,
right.
you need to put a link underneath because people, they all, everyone, like loads of people, like most people you meet, they say they want to travel some point in their lives, but they always put it off because they
Mm,
don't think that's possible. Like they think they need this, like they need loads of resources before they can do it. But like Jake just goes on the weekends and then comes back to college at like
trust me.
Monday.
If
And
you
Exactly.
actually, as we speak, I am on Jake's Instagram. I have found it.
Exactly.
yes.
I'm, Jay, I didn't even, when I first saw his Instagram, I didn't think he was a college student because I was like, what college student travels to this many countries? Like, I thought he was like a total stranger, so that might have caused a misunderstanding.
Yeah, some of
Yeah,
them story replies. She was like, "Who's this strange guy?"
Crazy.
yeah. Or
But
like,
Yeah.
who is this adult talking to me?
Yeah, because it seems, trust me, when you see his profile,
No,
he looks about 27. because of all the
Exactly.
things
No,
you've done.
but you don't
the funny thing is, 3 times when I was in the Maldives,
Yeah.
3 times in a row, I got like, I like to ask people my age when I travel, and 3 times in a
Yeah.
row, like people thought I was 32. 3 in a row.
Bro. Did that not hurt?
What? That would have
I want
hurt
to
Yeah,
slap them. It's fine.
yeah,
People tell me I look 12, so Asian.
Jokes on
No,
well,
no, because exactly. But you wouldn't think like a college student, like not even a normal adult in their like 20s or 30s could achieve this much and like travel to this many countries.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
that's
I mean, like,
pretty cool.
even moving forward, like, I've got a trip booked every weekend from October to January, so I won't be
Yeah.
in the UK any weekends from October to January. But I mean, it's really possible. People just don't see it as possible. People don't understand how
Exactly.
you do it,
Yeah. I
and
think
that's
we
what
just
I
need
was
to educate people. Go on, Gian.
Exactly. Definitely this is a good opportunity for the website. Also, like I'm always scared to go traveling. Well, like it's obviously different context for different people. Like, you know, if you're a woman
You're a
traveling alone.
woman.
But like besides
Yeah.
that, just as a person, like I'm like too intimidated to like go to different cultures and do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Or like if I don't get it or I don't want to get scammed. So what's Jake's advice for that?
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I never like giving out advice because then it can come back on you. But I mean,
Oh yeah.
what I'd say on that, is ultimately it's just about, life's so short. It's just about being open-minded and just trying to at least experience culture and just really getting out of your comfort zone, because that's when the biggest growth as a
True.
person happens. Like before I
That's
started
so true.
traveling, I was the most introverted person, and I still am a
Yeah.
bit, but I mean, like, since traveling, it just opens you up, because I remember, like, I
Mm-hmm.
landed in Ukraine. I booked a 1 month solo trip to Ukraine and Eastern Europe and the
Bro.
Middle East. And
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know, the first day I was like really shy, didn't speak to anybody, but then something just clicked in my mind, and I thought to myself, if I want to enjoy this trip, I may as well just go all in. And then I did, and ever since then, it's just changed me as a person.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Just
gotta
keep going
YOLO, you
for
know.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
YOLO, yo.
Yeah. And
It's
I've
kind of like
yeah. Go on, Gian.
no, you go, Vinny.
No.
You go,
Gian,
bro.
go.
Okay, I was just gonna use like a quick metaphor for it. You know when you throw people? Do you know when you teach children how to swim and you just throw them into the deep end,
Yeah.
and then gradually they'll learn. Well, in the fortunate cases they'll learn,
Yes.
and then they build those skills. I think that's just like getting yourself out of that comfort zone, to like,
Yeah.
get yourself comfortable.
Yeah. I used
It's the
to
most
think.
powerful thing.
Because I used to have this belief for a while. It's changed a bit, but it was kind of like
Yeah.
the harder the situation you put yourself in, the more you grow as a person.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
I think is really cool.
I know there was like a time in my life where, where I felt really sheltered, and like I used to get my friends to do things for me, but then like I was
sound
in
like
this
I've been
situation. Oh, I
I
hope
can
she
relate
doesn't.
so much with that.
Yeah, I hope she doesn't listen to this.
I know.
But so I used to get my friends to like order things for me or all that, because I used to get just so intimidated by like talking to strangers. But then I was faced in a situation where I had to do things by myself, and because I didn't have them anymore. No shade, all the shade. And then like learned so much. And then like I used to hate buses, and then I could take the buses by myself. I could talk to the clerk. I used to like get so anxious, like asking like an assistant for help. And now that's like a piece of cake. Like
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes people overcomplicate situations in their mind more than they have to. It's just clean yourself out there.
Overthinking stops you
Exactly.
doing so many good things.
That's
Exactly.
still a thing I work on a lot. I'm trying to work on, because I almost overthink every situation, or I don't overthink
Yeah.
anything. It's like there's no fine line. It's just either overthink everything or overthink nothing.
Trust me,
Great.
Jake.
Yeah.
Listen, Jake was worried about the camera angle, and he'd show me just before this call, right? He was like, "Vinny, is this okay? Vinny, is this okay? Vinny, is this okay?" And it was like 2 millimeters
Yeah.
difference each time, and I could tell he was overthinking it because he was so sold on the idea that he had to get this podcast right and he had to get it done.
Same.
But
I get it.
sometimes it holds you back a little bit.
Definitely.
No.
It really does. And that's the thing. I
Honest.
just need some middle ground, I think.
Mm-hmm. You gotta let go. Honestly, though, looking at Jake's Instagram, are you thinking of like being a travel photographer in the future, Jake? Because your Instagram,
Well,
you look.
I've got the camera here. I've got the camera,
That's £1,000
and
camera.
Oh.
and then video, and I've got the drone and stuff behind me. I mean, it's the whole reason I do it is because I enjoy it. I like to take pictures and show people the world, like show people that it's possible to take a weekend trip to Asia, which is what I'm doing. Go to
That's the
Israel
first
for the
I've
weekend.
heard. It literally,
Yeah, good.
well, you literally look like you took your pictures from Google or like magazines. So like when I first came across his Instagram, I was like, no way is this guy a real person. So,
Yeah,
but you did it.
they're all my pictures. Copyright. But I mean,
They literally look
yeah.
good. You should put copyright. You should put your own name on that. Like I could see people stealing your images.
Honestly, I don't even mind though, because all I want to do, I just want to share the world. Like, I just want to show people it's possible. Show people. I don't care about earning money. I don't care about doing anything. As long as I can cover my costs, I don't care about living a comfortable life. You know.
Exactly. In the end, it's your life. You have like, don't waste the opportunities you have now if you want to do something.
Exactly.
And who cares? Like I used to be scared to like do anything because I was scared I'd embarrass myself, and then I think about it for the rest of my life. But honestly, like no one remembers your like embarrassing moments but yourself. And like
exactly.
yeah.
Like there was this one time when I was out. There was like, you know, that school biking thing.
What?
It was this school day where we had to learn about biking. In school, like the biking safety or whatever.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
I never got to go because I couldn't ride a bike, so I used to watch everyone bike outside the school.
Oh, that's so sad. What?
I know.
Man. Wait, back to the
have
story because
tangent.
it's pretty funny. Yeah. So I thought I would never. I thought this would be like the worst day of my life forever because I was in primary school at the time, and then I needed a Wii so bad for the whole thing. For the whole thing.
Wait. Oh, okay. I see where this is going.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, I just couldn't hold it anymore, and then I just let it all out. It felt so good. I just let it all out, and then I thought that because when I did it, my whole pants, there was so much that my whole pants changed the same color. So I thought no one noticed, but then afterwards, my teacher pulled me aside and she was like, "Vinny, did you do it?" And then I said no. Rebel me said no. But
obviously
that was the worst day of my life. As in, I thought I would never forget that moment. I thought that would hold so much kind of negative thought. I'd shamed myself over that day. But like looking back, it's not even that big of a deal. Like
exactly.
It's funny, like embarrassing moments just turn into funny moments when you look back, you know?
Exactly.
True, exactly. And do you know when you're like it like plagues your mind for so long that you ask other people if they remember it and they don't even remember it, and you made them remember by bringing it up to them.
Exactly.
Like
it's mad. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Oh no, go on, Gian.
It's crazy. No, I was just gonna be like, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, because I find it mad that you know, like how people you know, like how when you see people on the street and you think you look a bit weird or whatever. Because I was like yeah, I don't know, just like I was walking along the street with a little poster and then people were giving me weird looks, but then I realized that people kind of they like, as in, if you see a random person on the street, you're just gonna forget about them within like
exactly. They're not even gonna remember you afterwards.
Yeah.
I think what makes it difficult though as well is because, for example, I've traveled to quite a few places now, and generally it feels like it's just a lot in the UK. Like if you look at somebody, that's a bad thing. Like you smile at somebody, it's a bad thing. Like
yeah.
Like for example, in other countries, that's not a thing. It's a good thing, you know.
Exactly. I remember, like, do you know when I see like someone I know and I'm like, should I smile to them? Would that be too weird? And I'm like, and then I get like so stressed about it. But then when someone smiles at me first, like, I get really happy. So
Yeah, because it feels good. I
Yeah,
don't know, being happy
exactly,
feels good, you know.
I know.
exactly. And I mean, like, I'm just gonna put in a quote here, and I
Oh,
mean,
I'm ready.
I never listen, like, I need to listen to it myself, but it's from Alan Watts, who's my favorite philosopher, and it's
yo,
like a person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. I just think it's so true.
Hmm.
wait, what is it? A person who thinks all the time is what?
Has nothing to think about except thoughts.
Yeah,
That that is me.
Yeah.
that that
I
I
think it's just so crazy because how true
that's
it is.
Yeah.
exactly because if you find yourself like when you have lots of things to do, you don't really like pay to mind to like the little things. But it's usually when I'm by myself at like 2 in the morning where I'm like thinking of all the bad things I've done and all my cringy memories, and it's just like I don't know why I spend my time doing that. You know,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
why do I
agree.
give myself them vibes?
Because it's like it's only when you have time to slow it all down that you realize that it kind of catches up with you, all of that stuff.
Yeah, but
I know
should
it's
we
like
think about
PTSD. It's like it's only post. It's once you stop, like
Yeah.
post traumatic episode. It's once you stop, like that's when everything starts to like boil in your
Yeah.
mind. You know,
But if you just
just
keep
in
on
any
Mhm.
growing,
perspective.
then you should be okay. Sorry, I cut you off there, Jake. My bad.
It's fine.
But but yeah, as in I feel like if you just keep on growing, keep on learning, keep on trying to become a better person, then eventually all those cringy memories will be like replaced with memories that you're proud of. That's what happened to me anyway. Um,
Wow,
because
Yeah,
beautiful. Yo, that reminds me of a quote I saw.
let's go, let's go.
That reminds me. Since we're saying quotes, I saw this thing where it was like, cringy moments just show how much you've improved as a person. So if you find what you've done in the past cringy, that means you've actually improved. And I was like, that actually made me feel so good because I
Mm,
cringed so much. I like
we're
myself.
so, we're just on a journey of quotes now, aren't we?
yes, we are.
Exactly.
Oh, it's
I mean,
you mean, what do you mean, Jake?
no, I was gonna be like, it really feels like a podcast now with all these quotes.
Yes, it does. We should put them all on a wall, you know. I'll put them on the stairs.
Throw
Um,
a few facts in
Exactly.
here to put them.
True.
lol.
Boom, boom.
But
Um,
yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's just about being authentic, isn't it? And just being honest in everything. It's the
yeah,
Yeah.
best way.
exactly.
As long as you're not hurting anyone. Also, oh, can we go back to that point that you were saying about how people under what's it called
Underestimate.
yeah, I
Yep,
was like,
yep.
what's the opposite of overestimate? Underestimate
Trust
you
me,
as a
Gianna's
person.
so passionate about this. So
I'm so
passionate.
passionate I could do a presentation on it, but see, I
Let's,
feel like we all experience it, so
yeah, we do.
go Vinny,
We're
you
ready for
take
the
the floor.
presentation. Come on.
Gianna, we
I'm
believe
gonna
in
make a
you.
PowerPoint presentation.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. I,
Need all the
I'll,
sound
I'll,
effects. First slide.
I feel like we can all say our own experiences because they're like similar but different at the same time. But
Yeah.
like, what I hate is because, see, like, I feel like everything's just calling for me to like hate my own personality. But in general, as a person, I'm quite like bright. Oh, bro, that was sounded so like I was showing off. No, like in general, like I like to have like
Okay.
good vibes and then like
Yeah.
really like loud, friendly, like when I interact with other people, I just want a good vibes to happen.
Yeah.
I want everything to be like bright and happy. But
Yeah.
because of that, like people think like I'm an idiot. Like
Yeah.
they think like
She does a lot of things ironically and like
yes,
not seriously, but people think she's being really serious when
exactly.
she
And you can
does it.
relate to that, Vinny. Like, do you
I
know when you
that happens
say
to me all the time. Carry
is
on.
that when people like when you say dad jokes, people like take it seriously and like people
Yeah.
get really offended. And it was
Wait, they
like,
get offended. What?
no, they react like they're offended, like,
Oh
wow,
yeah.
Vinny, I'm
Like
gonna kill you, Vinny.
oh yeah, because they're that bad. As in, I say them as a joke, but people think that I'm. Oh, it's so. People think that I'm saying them because I find those jokes. But like, it comes down to the ironic thing. Like I say it
Yeah, why are you so
ironically,
serious?
but people, I sometimes, yeah, I say things as a joke, but I don't communicate that it was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, like you find it difficult to like get it across there as a joke. in a
Yeah,
way.
so people are like, oh,
Exactly.
people are like, oh, and then that's it. They're like, oh, like Gianna's
That,
Yeah.
experience probably a bit more than carry on.
that's funny though.
Yeah.
It's like a funny,
I know.
goofy, awkward moment, but it's funny. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I feel like we're in our own sitcom, and then like we're like we hear the laugh tracks, but everyone else doesn't, and they just think we're idiots.
Exactly.
Like we
Wow.
like when I was talking to Vinny, like we go on really weird tangents, and then like
Yeah.
people take us seriously, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Are you kidding
what?
me?
What?
But like
I feel like we're
in
going into
like
Black Mirror sort of stuff now.
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, wait, Gianna, we do see like pee pee poo poo though, so you know.
Yeah,
This
we
is
do say
really
pee pee poo poo a lot, and people think like, do you know? I used to make a lot of poop jokes at one point
yeah.
because that was just like where my sense of humor was, and people thought I loved poop. Like I was so confused. Like people people thought I was obsessed with it, and I even got a poop present from Abby, and I was like, bro, I don't like poop. It's just a joke. But I just went on a poop tangent now. I'm just so mad. Like I
Yeah,
get my
just
thoughts together.
yeah, because it is annoying when people don't understand the true kind of you. What about you, Jake?
Mhm.
What about you, Jake?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's maybe it comes down to my end as well. Like maybe I struggle to understand what they think they understand of the perception of me, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like I really struggle to read how they view me. And that's it's just weird because that's what kind of changes you in a person because
yeah,
like you change and develop and you become dynamic based on like unconsciously based on the things you see from other people reacting to you, if that makes sense. It's
Mhm.
quite difficult to explain that, but
I kind of
No,
get
that
yeah,
that.
we get it.
It's kind
Yeah,
of
we.
like live feedback on how you're doing, and you kind of like
yeah, and then
use that.
you unconsciously change through like just through the way you think that they think about you.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
for
But like
example,
that
That's
might
like
so
not
true.
happen.
yeah, so like if you go outside in like a pink fairy costume and people run away in
Oh
disgust, you're never gonna do that again, so you're gonna change it about yourself
no, yeah, I
in a
But
sense.
totally
the thing is,
understand it.
deep down, the other people would probably feel like are positive in a way because they can see that that person just doesn't care and that they're just going to be them. And I think it's really interesting because you don't look at it like that.
Yeah, because
Hmm.
I actually look up to people who like stick to like their own beliefs and who they are as a person.
Yeah,
Because like, do you know it's so easy to like, do you know when someone you're in a big group and then like everyone has a similar opinion, you kind of
yeah,
want to like stick to what they're saying and then agree with it.
yeah. I
And
used to
there's
do
also
that.
like, yeah, and I'm like, but I don't like what I'm saying and I don't agree with them. And there's also like when it's about like the whole like you change your personality or like to fit with what other people want and the whole fairy costume opinion. Like I remember like I used to be like really what's it called, like I used to participate in class a lot and I used to put my hand up and all that, and then like I love like public speaking and like doing speeches and presentations. But then like when I went to high school, like it was weird to be that passionate and like friendly and like loud in class.
Yeah,
So then like slowly like my confidence got lower and lower, and now
yeah.
like when we have to like present or do speeches in class, like I'm slowly like kind of dying.
Oh,
But I never used to be like that. Like I was the
yeah.
person who used to like look forward to like speaking in front of class. But
So like if you had
yes,
stayed kind of true to your old values,
exactly.
you'd be like excited and you'd still be like ready to put your hand up whenever you had a question or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah,
Sometimes I'm like I feel so scared to put like ask a question because I'm like, bro, what if this is a really dumb question? But who cares?
yeah,
Who
that's
No
cares?
question
crazy.
is a dumb question ever. It's
There's
just
no
a
dumb
wrong
question.
time.
Only dumb people.
Mm.
That's another quote.
Ouch.
I just roasted myself. Why?
Yeah,
But I mean, yeah, I genuinely don't think there ever is a dumb question. It's just
exactly.
potentially not like the right time and place.
Yeah,
You know,
Mm-hmm.
for the
True.
question. Yeah. Yeah, because some
True. And
questions are
it's
just inappropriate, but yeah, go on, Jake.
yeah. If you ask a question, in the end, like you're doing it to benefit yourself and to improve what you know. So like screw up other people think about it, like
Exactly.
you're there to help yourself, not to help other people who are
Yeah.
gonna laugh at you. Oh,
Exactly.
or unless you want to help other people, you go. um
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
about that thing about, do you know how people perceive us is different? So I
Yeah.
want to be like really vibrant when I'm with my friends, but in class I'm like really serious, and like more quiet, and I stick more to the topic. But when I'm with my friends, I don't want to bring that mood down, so
Mm.
I display another side of myself, but people just think that's like how I am as a person, and then they start
Oh.
to like baby talk to me and like simplify things, and it's like, so why are you doing that? Like, why are you underestimating me? Like,
Yeah.
am I an idiot? Like,
Yeah, I've
I don't want to
definitely
be
seen that.
yeah, I feel like I don't want to be pretentious when I'm with my friends, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I've seen people talk down on you and me as well. Because it's kind of like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, everyone treats me as like a child. You know how many months I've got in
Yeah,
college.
yeah, I
It's a bit
know.
ridiculous.
I think
Yeah.
it's just really difficult to change them people's perceptions of you, though. Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes it so difficult because obviously they're so used to seeing you this way. Like,
Yeah,
how do you make them not see you that way? How do you
yeah,
make
and
them
you're
see
like,
you as value too?
yeah, and you're like, I don't want them to think like I'm changing as a person, or like I
Yeah.
don't want them to be confused why I'm angry that
Yeah.
I'm changing. But
Because it's always been you. You just can't express it.
yeah, exactly. It's just definitely
Yeah. Also,
it just feels like
well,
anything. Carry on.
I was going to say ultimately it all boils down to like expectations. I think.
Yeah.
Mm, true.
For sure.
It's just exactly. I just yeah.
Yeah. Expectations. Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it has been a really interesting discussion, to be honest.
Yeah. This is
Mm-hmm.
this is better than I could have ever hoped for.